Hang in
Dude,
there. It is.
that's Smylie Kaufman for 61. Wow.
I'm Smylie Kaufman, and this is The Smylie Show.
Welcome to another episode of The Smylie Show. I'm Charlie Hulme. He is Smylie Kaufman. And this week we've got something a little bit different for you all. Something interesting. We have dabbled in the world of golf content drafts before. If you've listened to the show for a while now, you may have heard Smylie and I reference the legendary Thanksgiving League episode. Somehow wasn't met with the critical acclaim we expected for the roller coaster that it was.
We thought that could have been our break.
We came out of that record. We thought, hey, we might have something. And turns out I don't know whether or not we did have something, but it certainly didn't do the numbers we thought it would.
I'm not sure if more than 200 people listened to it, but since we have completed that episode, maybe a year into it, I have gotten at least 10 people to listen to it, and they all said how ridiculous it was. And so it was good to hear.
It's good. It's one of those things where it's funny now. We've talked to, like the Bryan Bros. We've talked to Grant Horvat, the Dude Perfect, where they talk about looking back at all their old stuff. And they're like, I cringe when, Grant, I cringe when I see the marshmallow intro music and I'm out fishing. It's like, I wonder how we're going to look back on the TGL years from now. I think fondly forever. So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Anyways, that is a tee up of sorts for what we are going to attempt to do today, which is we're in the NFL draft sort of mode right now. Lots of chatter around Shedeur Sanders, many other storylines. And we were thinking, what if we did a version of that as it relates to the game of golf? And so here's what we have for you. Okay, Smylie, I'm just going to explain this as clearly as I can. Please ask questions if I'm not making it clear enough. All right. You are now the owner of a franchise. Okay. Smylie's Golf Club. You guys, you have a mascot. His name's Mr. Hayah. He runs around. He aims a t-shirt can at the fans and the t-shirt shoot out way to the right. It's great. Everyone loves him. So it's a wonderful franchise. Okay. You are drafting 12 players to be on this franchise. Okay. And the goal of this franchise is between now and 2035, a 10-year window, you're trying to earn as much prize money and win as many trophies or the most prestigious set of trophies as you can to keep all the fans of Smylie's Golf Club happy, okay? You could draft any golfer on the face of the earth, right? But of course, what you're going to get rewarded for is earning prize money and winning trophies. So I say that to say you could draft an amateur player who's not going to earn for the next couple of years, but could have a great start to his career. You could draft a guy who's maybe in the twilight of his career, but you think he's going to win a lot in the next 5 years, and that'll be enough to get you through. But that is the premise, okay? Have I explained that clearly enough?
The only thing I think we must mention here is that how do you compare a win on the PGA Tour versus a win on the Live Tour? Do you hold them in the same light? That's kind of the big question. In this hypothetical, I think many fans hold a PGA Tour win or signature event win in a higher regard than a Live Golf Tour win. So that's the hard question here.
Smylie, I think as is the case in any sort of contrived thing that you're doing of this nature, that is where we embrace debate. That's where we leave it to the fans to decide whether or not a win in Live Singapore is the same as winning, the RBC Heritage. There'd be different prize money, but that's the piece of this, but you all get to go take and debate on the back end.
Okay.
So that's what we're going to do. You were going to have the first pick of the draft, and we're going to do a snake draft. Before we get to that, is a perfect way to set this thing up is our friends at Ahead. This is going to be a combination. We're going to call this a little bit of the elements of Ahead, the expert team elements that makes Ahead such a great company, but it's also a little bit of a look ahead. See what I did there for the next 10 years? See which these players are going to play well and talking about why they will play well. So Ahead is a strategic partner for enterprise clients, helping them navigate up the path toward digital transformation, much like an expert caddy, reading the course ahead and providing the winning combination of technology and execution. Learn more at ahead.com. I'm very excited to draft this. It's a look ahead expert team. Let's do the thing. So, and I think here's what that makes the most sense is, let's you make your first overall pick, and then I'll have 2 after that, and then 2, 2, 2 all the way through. But let's talk about why you think this player at his current age and form is going to do well over the next 10 years. So lead us off, Smylie.
Okay, trying to build an expert team here, but also trying to turn on my thinking cap of what the future may look like. And it's hard for me not to be a prisoner of the moment here and keeping an eye on what we've just kind of witnessed over the last year. And this is where it's tough because how old is Rory now? Is Rory 36?
Rory is 35 years old. And he turns 36, I think, in about a month. So you're looking at, I mean, let's say grandfather in this year's results, or maybe, I think that probably makes sense. We're talking about start 25 to end of 35. So he'll be 46 at the end of your window.
Mm-hmm. Is it terrible that there's no there's not like the number one pick isn't obvious right now?
I think the number one pick is, well, actually, I think the number one pick is pretty obvious, but I think there is a very, very strong case for who a co-number one pick or maybe the number one overall pick could be, and it's not Rory, in my opinion. Yeah. So I'm actually very intrigued to see where you're going to go here, because I think it sheds a light on like why this is an interesting exercise.
Okay, I am going to go with Scotty Scheffler. And
I think that's the obvious one.
I think it's obvious in the fact that the ball striking is what is king. It's what is consistency. It's what separates the best players in the world. When you look at data over the last however many years, the dudes that hit it the best are always the players that typically are the best players in the world. Scotty Scheffler has been one of the best ball strikers over the last 5 years. I'm banking on that he will continue this trend over the next 10. We haven't even had a Scotty major run yet, so I'm banking on his ability to win some majors over the next 10 years. And this is the first selection, Scotty Scheffler.
That's the incorrect jingle, but I like what you tried to do there.
Really?
We'll get Jax to throw in. It's like it goes da 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 da. That's
like the fantasy football one.
That's like, well, I think that's the one they use for all of it. But you did like the
that's like Monday Night Football.
Yeah, that's right. That's what that is. I go on a whole other tangent. Sometimes Walker and I at bedtime, we play like a tackle football game, and I put on like the old NFL primetime music. You know, it's great. Like, way to get your kid totally keyed up before he tries to go to bed. It's terrible parenting, but we have lots of fun with it. So Scotty, you're going to get him from age 28 to age 38. And this is another interesting part of this. Is I was looking through a list of guys and their ages, and just you think of a sporting prime as being kind of early 20s. And really, for a lot of guys, they don't find it until kind of mid to late 20s. And they can extend that window further than you'd think. So to me, I think Scotty's almost the perfect section of his career to be, earning money and winning trophies. And I wonder how you think Scotty's game is going to age. What things do you think he's going to be doing differently at age 38?
Oh gosh, how many kids will he have? I think that's the next thing you got to ask before you talk about his golf game. I don't think his golf game is going to change a whole lot. Yeah. I think he might have a little gray in his beard.
Yeah, that's probably a fair shout there. If he sticks with that through 38, I think it's interesting because some of these guys, and we'll get to it kind of later on. I'm not gonna try to hold my players too close to my vest. I was looking at a guy like Will Zalatoris, who is 28 years old right now, and
you're going to take him at first.
No. I'm just saying, looking at the way guys are going to progress, and you're saying you think Scotty's going to kind of remain the same, right? What I'm saying is thinking about. Will Zalatoris?
I think he's going to win majors, Scotty. So
totally
remaining the same. I think just depends on how you judge it. I'm taking the chance to win 5+ majors.
Yeah, no, totally. The point I'm making on Zalatoris is more so thinking about, the way these guys factoring in injury, factoring in form, factoring in, what level you think their game is going to be at that point. What is their superpower? Does their superpower get lost as they get older? It's interesting. So you have Scotty 1-1, like the pick, obviously. So I now have two. I'm going, and this is the guy who I thought is undisputed second. You maybe had an argument for first. Ludwig Ober at age 25. I mean, you're getting the perfect slice of professional golf prime, 25, 35. On the note of injury, a little bit of that knee issue he had last year after the Masters, and then coming into this year, looks like it's healthy, played well. But I just think Ludwig is that golf swing is so repeatable, really not going to get too far off in any direction. And if he doesn't, like, I worried a little bit about the fact that injury was workout related and how hard is he going to go in the gym, and is he going to have to think about things like Brooks Koepka has, where you can't go as hard as you want to in working out as you age, because things like pliability and flexibility, those things are more important. But if Ludwig keeps that swing, which it seems like he will, I think he's going to win a lot of majors in the next 10 years and a lot of money in the process. So I feel like he's the guy to take that spot.
All right. I like it.
Okay.
I've said he's I think he'll be a number one player in the world at some point. And you'd have to think it'd be the next 10 years if it would happen.
So second pick of the draft is where it gets intriguing, because there are a lot of good options here, and you're trying to think about who is.
This is where you start overthinking it already, and I'm loving it.
Yeah. No, I'm already, and I kind of want to do something crazy because I feel like that's the best thing to get talking points going in these drafts. I'm going to go with Joaquin Niemann at 26 years old.
Wow.
So 26 to 36, because here's my calculus on Joaquin. And I guess I'm also making a bet that Live Golf continues. But let's see, if you're rolling in this 2025 year, and he's won 3 times with massive purses on Live, like that's a huge chunk of cash in the purse. And I feel like Joaquin, talking about the way guys game evolves, like you kind of come on the scene, you're one of these guys who has insane ball speed and does all this good stuff. And then you learn to win as you get older and you mature, and maybe you lose some of that distance, but that's replaced with the wisdom of playing professional golf. And for him, I feel like he's going to win a few majors at some point. I think it's going to take some time as he kind of grows into that mature version of his game. So I like having 2 guys that are early prime to kind of be the cornerstone of my franchise.
Okay, that really opened up the board here for me for my next 2 picks.
All right, take it away.
But I think that was a big time reach at number 2. I think you could have gotten him in the next round.
Wow. This is what I do in these drafts, buddy. I'm stirring the pot. I'm trying to kind of embrace the bait.
Well, this is easy. Rory and Rahm. That just seems way too simple.
So you think Rory through 46? I mean, because I guess you're banking on what he's going to do in the next 4 to 5 years.
At 35, he's still one or not. He's one of the longest players in the world. I just don't think, if anything, he may not hit it quite as far, but I just think of like who's a good example of somebody in their mid 40s. Is like Sergio, like 43, 44. He's still playing some really good golf over at Live, still hits it plenty far enough. Rory's golf swing and the way his body moves and how strong he is. I don't think it's he's held up injury wise over the course of his career for the most part. So Rory, I don't care. Yeah, give it to me. He might be fully gray at that point, but give me Rory at 2, and Rahm still. I mean, you gotta take his consistency. And
he's 30, so that's a really nice chunk of that prime window.
Yeah, so I'm very happy to have Rahm there at 3. So I have Scotty, Rory, and Rahm. Arguably it's a good spot to be, and I feel even better about my next 2 picks because I think you're gonna screw up the next 2.
You think I'm gonna zag here a little bit? I mean, I've got I got some interesting options on the table here, and I think I'm gonna go with. This is a tough one. This is a very tough one. So I'm looking at ages, and I'm looking at. I think next I'm going to go Xander at the age of 31, because I just think his game is, we've talked a lot about Xander is a 5-tool guy. Like he does everything well. And I feel like that level of consistency once he had the breakthrough, won his first and second majors last year, that I know he's been injured a little bit this year, but once he finds that form again, I think it's just, he's always going to be in and around it. He's going to be near the top of the money list every year because he's consistent. And then the years where he really peaks and wins majors are going to be the ones where he cashes in and brings a lot of trophies to my franchise. So I got Xander with my my third round pick. And then in the fourth round, this is where it gets tricky because, man, the two guys I'm considering, it's just tough to project. I'm going to go with Collin Morikawa because he's a little bit younger than the other guy I'm looking at. He's 28 years old right now. You get the 28 to 38 year, the same sort of track as Scotty Scheffler in terms of age and prime. So I've got Ludwig Oberg, Joaquin Niemann, Xander Schauffele, and Collin Morikawa. I like that. I like that nucleus. Did I mess that up as much as you thought I was going to?
No, you did exactly what I thought you would do, which is perfect.
You don't like those two?
No, I just wouldn't have put them on my team. But I'm happy you put them on yours.
I'm glad that I'll make sure we clip out that bulletin board material and get that in front of Xander and Collin Morikawa. Really? Okay. Well, I'm curious.
No. I listen. This is. I mean, you have to take Xander there. He's won the last two of the last 3 majors or 4 majors, whatever it is. Morikawa, you wonder, does he have a run of wins in him? You know, the consistency is going to be there. Is it going to be a lot of top 10s or are they going to be a lot of wins? I think that's the question mark there with Collin.
And there has to be a breakthrough there with Collin, right? Like, especially as he gets.
He's so accurate, Charlie, but you have to wonder too about just distance and the other thing too you got to throw in there is that you can't project is potential for new equipment and what does a rollback look like? These are all things that now Morikawa and his ability to hit a golf ball and precise and in the middle of the face. Okay, Morikawa just moved up my board pretty quick, so.
Wow,
that's also something else that you can't.
You're
really
you're on the cutting edge of this league. You got like a sabermetrics department that's evaluating potential impact of ball rollbacks on your roster.
Yeah.
I love it. I love this for you.
Which is why I think the game still is about length. Which is why I'm going to have Bryson on my team.
That was the guy I was considering. So that I like that.
So Bryson has to be on my team here.
Okay,
and. I'm very torn on the next pick for me. It's, do I take a player who I think has tons of wins in them, but also we just don't know what's going to happen with his future. And this is I'm talking about Victor Hovland. I'm also looking at Justin Thomas here as somebody who's won a lot of times, who I think is going to win a whole lot more. But now we're looking at, let's see, JT will be 31 to 41, which is a run during his prime. Victor, definitely,
he's
probably
27.
27.
Yeah.
Which is why I think I'm going to have to go with a little younger Victor Hovland right here.
Okay. Victor Hovland. That's your fifth round pick. And so that gets you to, so your roster currently is Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, John Rahm, Bryson DeChambeau, Victor Hovland. That's pretty good looking right there. So, I mean, so you think, would you have taken Bryson and Victor ahead of both Xander and Collin?
I would have, if Xander was still there, I would have taken him over Victor.
Yeah. All right. Well, that leaves it to me. So I am, you mentioned a guy that I was considering my fifth round pick. Man, yeah, I think it'd be foolish of me, especially given the form he's sort of found and the basics he's gotten back to. I know it's a small sample size thus far, but he's been training these past couple of years and he wins the Heritage. I think I got to go with JT here. I really think I got to go with JT. Right?
It was just an age thing.
Yeah,
I don't know why. No rhyme or reason.
Yeah. So that's why, I mean, now we're getting into a very interesting section of this draft because you're starting to, you're looking at guys that are like, am I going to cash for the next few years on guys that are playing well right now, or am I going to look at some potential going forward? I don't want to leave any of these guys on the board. So for my next pick, I'm going to go, oh man, this is so hard. This is very difficult. Plus, I don't want you to like make fun of me if I make the bad or the wrong pick, and I feel like that inevitably is going to happen here. But you know what? That doesn't matter to me. I'm going to go do the thing I want to do. I'm taking Minwoo Lee here. Taking Minwoo Lee, age 26 to 36, won his first tournament this year on tour. He, no matter if they roll the ball back or what happens, he's going to be long, and he's going to keep that length for a long period of time, given his age. So I'm going Minwoo there in my 6th round pick. So
I honestly didn't even think about Minwoo. That's wild.
Yeah, I mean, and let me tee you up here, Smylie. So what I'd like for you to do is give me your next pick, and then we're going to take a little break between. And then we'll get you right back to the top of your 7th round pick. Okay. So don't give me both yet. All right.
Okay. So first pick here, I am going to go with the second half of his career, which I think could be terrific as long as he stays healthy. Give me, the health is the only thing that's holding me back here. Give me Mr. Jordan Spieth.
I had a feeling that was coming.
The health is the only thing that concerns me.
Yeah, just the wrist, right?
Yeah. But I mean, we're just
playing well.
This never know.
All right. Well, so that's here. Let's just take it. We've got half our rosters drafted thus far. Smylie has Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, John Rahm, Bryson DeChambeau, Victor Hovland, and Jordan Spieth. It's a good looking team. And I have Ludwig Oberg, Joaquin Niemann, Xander Schauffele, Colin Morikawa, Justin Thomas, and Minwoo Lee. What grades are you giving us right now, Smylie?
I think I probably get an A-, and I think you probably get a C+.
Yeah, I'm going to give myself...
I would maybe even argue a C.
A C. Yeah, that's tough. It depends on who's grading. If it's Mel Kiper, it's an F because I don't have Shadur Sanders on this team. So, listen, we're going to get to the second half of this draft. But before we do that, we have to hear about another one of our partners here at the Smylie Show, House of Atlas, which we've been using their shave products for the last few weeks. The razors are amazing. We've been using the shaving cream, the aftershave. I'm wondering, Smylie, we kind of dabbled in this conversation at the Masters, and you teed up here. So we think Scotty's going to be still rocking a beard in 10 years with the grays. I think Rahm is a candidate for that too. Like Rahm with the salt and pepper beard.
For sure.
I think that's going to be a look.
I think Jordan could be using or JT too, could be using their essential razor kit from House of Atlas to not only be shaving their face, but shaving the top of their head.
Ooh.
I think that's a possibility that you can't rule out. Cannot rule it out.
Who do you think
full Sepp Straka mode?
Who do you think's winning that race right now to male pattern balding? Jordan or
JT's
JT?
Definitely has more lettuce. I would say I'd be more concerned about Jordan. Just picture Brandt Snedeker right now. Just picture that's Jordan.
That would be a nice late career look for Jordan.
And if this is the case, like I regret my last. Like it's hard to put a whole lot of credit, with that look moving forward. But hey, he's on my team. I just got to support him at this point.
That's perfect. Just age of 41, the final season of Smylie's Golf Club, and Jordan Spieth is out there using a House of Atlas razor just to shave that head, so he looks like Brandt Snedeker. I love that. It's a great visual, and for a limited time right now, House of Atlas is offering 15% off your first order when you purchase any razor kit and the before and after set, which includes the precision shave cream, which Jordan will be lathering all over the top of his head, and the calming aftershave, which I guess you could put aftershave on your head. That's actually a good question. I wonder if people who shave their head put aftershave on their head.
I would. I mean, you smell
nice. It smells
terrific.
great. It smells great. You can use the code Smylie at houseofatlas.com. That's HOUSEOFATLAS.com with promo code Smylie for 15% off your new razor kit before and after set. Stop wasting money and time on shaving products that don't look good, aren't effective, and cost way too much. Visit houseofatlas.com today. Smylie, you remain on the clock. You have your 7th round pick coming up next. Who you got?
This is where I'm going to start going into a little bit of projection and reach mode, and I couldn't be more thrilled about this gentleman joining my team. I know you know who I'm taking. Taking Luke Clanton.
Gosh dang it. See, that was the tough. It's like, how long were you going to leave Luke Clanton out on the board? And I
couldn't believe you took him in Woo. I couldn't believe you took him when I thought for sure you were taking Luke Clanton.
Golly.
So it was nice to get a little bit of an experienced player like Jordan and then throw in Luke Clanton there. I just like the way this team's shaping up, and I really feel good about the rest of my team moving forward on where I'm heading, because I think you can kind of go a lot of different directions here moving up.
Well, here's what's going to happen is you're going to put this team on a graphic, and everyone's going to see the top heavy nature of it, and they're going to see Luke Clanton's name, and they're just going to love it. They're just going to eat it up. So you did the fan favorite thing. If you drafted Cam Scatabo in the 4th round, all the Giants faithful are just very happy about that. So good for you. And I'm ruining my lost opportunity, but that's okay, because we have a lot of youth on this team, and we're trying to kind of balance here for the short and long term. But there's still some exciting players out there on the board. All right. And now that we're having a run on youth talent, I'm pulling my ace in the hole here, and I'm going to draft Miles Russell. And I'm going 16-year-old Miles Russell. I'm owning Miles Russell from 16 to 26. And Miles is going to bring me this is bringing back vivid flashbacks of the Thanksgiving League draft and where we ended up there. Miles is 16. I love this pick. It's great value long term.
Dude, so you're okay. All right, give me best case scenario of what you get out of Miles Russell on your team over the next 10 years.
We can get 3 majors. Do you think Miles Russell won 3 majors by the time he turns 26?
All right, who are the youngest major winners and what age? Tiger at how old was he?
Tiger Woods.
How old was he? 97.
Win age. I want to make sure I get this right. 21. 3 months and 14 days.
So you think
let's look up youngest major winners golf. Just make sure we get this full list correct.
Jordan was 23, 22, 23.
That sounds right. Youngest golfer. Okay, here we go. Youngest players won a major championship. 6 players under 22 and a half years old have won a major. No, let's see it. Tiger 21. Oh, this is it. Okay, yeah. Tiger 21, Jordan at 21 twice, Seve at 22. Listen, Smylie, this might be a little bit of a reach, but I mean, I'm here for the content, and I have utmost. I'm happy that Miles Russell's on my team, and I'm not going to regret it. Okay, so the next place I'm going is I'm going to draft. I think I'm going to go Akshay Bhatia here. Yeah.
Shoot.
Akshay Bhatia.
He was about to make my lineup.
Yeah. I'm loading up on some lefties here. I'm partial to left-handers, given my son's handedness. So that's what I'm going to sell this as.
Okay. Akshay was definitely a young player I was looking at there for sure. Now it really kind of puts me in a bit of a bind on what I want to do. I know you're listening right now. You probably got ideas in your head of where I should go.
So many people are screaming at their screen right now. Take this guy.
I am not in the camp of a player or let's see, I'm not in the camp of someone who has lost faith. Actually, I think I can get him later. I'm not going to take him. I think I can get him later. God, this is hard, man.
It's difficult because you're trying to project long term. That's why Miles Russell's such a good pick, just because he's going to come just right into form at the end of my championship window.
That's right. Okay, hold on one second. I'm sorry for the delay, folks. I have
That's
to go
okay.
see
This is how drafts work.
I've got to go see who's on the live.
We should put you on the clock.
Okay.
That's for sure.
You definitely could. Give me another 30 seconds.
How old is I'm doing some of my own Googling on my side. Just to
All
see.
right.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Caleb Surratt.
Oh, okay. But I mean, is he in any majors at all?
Not yet.
And do you think he will be? And how's he going to do that? I guess he's 21 years old. He's going to have to do it via the qualifying criteria that Liv set up, and that can be expanded in future years. Okay, I don't hate it. And I'm going to take David Puig. We're going to run on young Liv talent going on right here. He is in the. This kind of surprised me. I believe I want to pull his name right here. I have the Data Golf. The Data Golf rankings up here. He is 37th in the Data Golf World Rankings. David Puig is. So I know you're very. Listen,
you're starting to wonder. Maybe I should have taken David Puig over Miles Russell.
No. He was on my big board. He was lower than Miles Russell on my big board.
This is not a Miles Russell hating. I'm not hating on. I don't like him at number 7.
I'm gonna clip all this and send it to all these guys for bulletin board material. Just Colin, Sander, Miles Russell, just fuel the fire. All right, so Caleb and those, I like both of those. There's a little bit of a gamble involved in the Live guys, but in how it all comes back together.
100%, a little bit. I like it a little bit.
All right, so this next one is.
I think to be fair, I think I just took two of their most young talent, like their best talent behind Joaquin Neiman. They're two youngest, most talented players behind those two guys, or behind Neiman. So I feel great about it.
Okay, so this next one I'm doing for this one. This one is for one of your buddies at home in Birmingham. He's gonna love this pick. I know he's listening right now. I'm going Sung J M. Sung J M is 27 years old right now. He's gonna have the 27 to 37 window. He likes playing lots of golf. Very consistent player. Listen. You're not thinking about team construction the proper way here. All right. Sung J M at 27 years old is a great value proposition. You just got to trust me on that one. All right. Okay. What don't you like about the Sung J M pick? AV loves that pick. He's listening right now.
I mean, if I was looking at the top 20 players in the world, which Sung J M is number 20, I would say that currently in his form, I would be taking a good amount of players before him. That's just my opinion of right now. Sung J is a very good player.
His form's going to bounce back, though. He's 27 years old.
Yeah,
he's younger than a lot of these other guys. He's got a few more prime years.
I don't know. I don't love the pick. That's just my opinion.
Well, that's fair. So, all right. So we're doing Sung Jae, and then we're gonna do. Ooh, man.
Wait. Okay. It is still you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's me. Oh man. Which one of these guys I want to go with? I'm gonna go with Aldrich Potgieter. You hate my entire roster. My roster's interesting though. That's for dang sure. Aldridge, once he puts the rest of his game together, I mean, the guy melts the golf ball. It's a great pick. Fantastic pick.
It could be a great pick. It very well could be. Here's the thing. Let's just talk about what we know and what we've seen over the last decades, right?
Yeah.
Good players don't go very far. They don't just drop off the face of the earth. You know, like the top players in the world, they don't drop off the face of the earth. So I think you've reached a little bit too much on your team in projection. Like, yes, a lot of these players could be a top player in the world, but what do I guess when I look at my team, these guys have all found themselves consistently in the top whatever of the FedEx Cup. And now my last three picks are all projections with Clan, Surratt, and Puig. But right now, my draft, if you look at it, it's not even a comparison. I just feel bad for you at this point.
No, I'm going high upside. I'm going for memes. I'm going for this is going to be a shock value graphic that Jax is going to cook up, and I'm going to get roasted in the comments. But that's going to be okay because look, it's anyone can just read off a list of the top 20 players in the world. It takes a little bit of talent to craft together a crew like the one I've assembled here. So
that's right. Okay. Tyrrell Hatton. I mean, he's winning a major this year at the Open Championship. He's my next pick.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. 8, 9, 10. All right. So I'm also going to take. This one might surprise you.
Okay.
With a bit of an injury history, but I can't discount the dog in him, and I think he's got a second half to his career that ain't done yet. That's Daniel Berger.
Oh, I think
he's going to win. Younger. I think he will win a major by the time his career is over.
32 years old. You're going to get a little bit of stick for that pick on your graphic. Although I don't hate it. I mean, I think it's one of those things where that's the same conversation that we're having about like Will Zalatoris. It's interesting that I think it says a lot about where Will Zalatoris is, that Will Zalatoris is 4 years younger than Daniel Berger, and they both had back injuries, and you like Berger at that spot more to win a major than Will Zalatoris.
What I like about Berger is that when he's had the opportunity to come up in big moments, he has, and I'm banking on his confidence. I think it's a bit of a reach there, but I think he's going to have a really nice stretch here over the next. I don't know if it'll be 10 years, maybe. I mean, it's all a guess, but I like Berger on my team. I think he brings a lot of grit, a lot of dog, and he's a heck of a player.
I like it. I think it's
he's so chill though. That's the only thing that worries me is like how motivated is he going to be at the end of the last part of the last 10 years. I could totally see this being like a great pick in the eyes of people, but I don't mind it.
Well, that leaves me my last two picks, and I'm going to make it nice and easy on you. Give me the Højgaard brothers, both of them. Just put both of them on the squad in whichever order you want to have them join. 24 years old. I mean, that's some great value right there. At the end of my draft, getting both of them. Just you hate my team. I've got Ludwig Oberg, Joaquin Niemann, Xander Schauffele, Colin Morikawa, Justin Thomas, Minwoo Lee, Miles Russell, Akshay Bhatia, Sungjae Im, Aldrich Potgieter, and Nikolai and Rasmus Højgaard. That's a fun team to root for right there. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I mean it's wild, and I'm just gonna again. It's gonna be completely opposite of the direction you've gone.
Okay.
My last pick is going to be Brooks Koepka.
Wow. Yeah. See, I had a lot of old guys on my do not draft list. And
was Brooks off your big board?
Brooks wasn't even on the big board. He's 34 years old, and he's had knee injuries before. Do you think Brooks wins another major?
I think he could. Yeah.
Okay. And
maybe his run's over. Maybe this is a bad pick at 12, but guess what? If he happens to find, like, if everything is healthy and he knows what he's doing, he knows how to do it. It's like riding a bike.
Yeah. Well, okay. So Smylie's team is Scotty Scheffler, who will be 28 to 38. Rory McIlroy, he'll be 35 to 45. John Rahm, 30 to 40. Bryson DeChambeau, 31 to 41. Victor Hovland, 27 to 37. Jordan Spieth, 31 to 41. Luke Clanton, 21 to 31. Caleb Surratt, 21 to 31. David Puig, 23 to 33. Tyrrell Hatton, 33 to 43. Daniel Berger, 32 to 42. And Brooks Koepka, 34 to 44. It's a pretty good roster there. And mine are, so I'll have Ludwig Oberg 25-35, Joaquin Niemann 26-36, Xander Schauffele 31-41, Colin Morikawa 28-38, Justin Thomas 31-41, Minwoo Lee 26-36, Miles Russell 16-26, Akshay Matia 23-33, Sungjae Im 27-37, Aldrich Potgieter 20-30, Nikolai Højgaard 24-34, Rasmus Højgaard 24-34.
That's right.
I've got a team with a lot of potential.
It's the potential meter's so high. It's so high, but then it goes back down to this is where the grade is. And you got a lot of you can continue to work up to your potential, but we got a long way to go.
All right. Well, here's a perfect way to kind of wrap this thing up, Smylie, because
who didn't get drafted? Let's start there.
Okay.
I think the players that are top of mind to me would be Patrick Cantlay.
Yep.
I would say that you could probably put Wyndham Clark, Willie Z,
Hideki
Sam
Matsuyama.
Burns, Hideki. I was never touching Hideki with his injuries.
Yeah, 33. That's
Theegala's another young player.
Theegala's 27 now.
Jackson Koiven.
Yep. Sam Burns 28.
Yep.
Davis Thompson 25.
After that, I was looking at the top 100 of the OWGR, and I just wasn't.
Surprised you go for Blades Brown, 17, 27.
He was another player. Yeah, Blades Brown. That was another guy. So there was a group of about 10 guys that could definitely make a case. But after I made a run with Clanton Surratt and David Puig, I felt like I didn't need to continue to go younger there, because these are young, proven players already, proven in they play really well and live. And it would have been hard for me to say Blades Brown, although I liked it. I just haven't seen Blades Brown play enough hard golf courses to know how good he is. I know he's good on very scoreable golf courses at this moment. I just need to see him play some really tough tracks and see how his game holds up.
I had Carl Phillips on the big board, 23 years old, one opposite field event. He's a guy that could start playing some good golf. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of guys that you look like Jake Knapp is 30 years old. He's going to be 40.
Jake Knapp was another guy. Yeah.
But it's interesting, but that's why this is the fun of the game. Just trying to project something that's it's going to be. We'll keep tabs on this. We'll keep tabs on this and see how this unfolds. And yes, Smylie, that brings us to a new friend of the show, a new sponsor. And I think this perfectly illustrates why this is a valuable sponsor, because it is Magic Mind. And look at Smiley's team and look at my team. And Smylie already received his Magic Mind box and has been using it, loves it, and I have not. And so that's what happens when you don't have your Magic Mind. Smylie, we're just getting this thing started, still kind of dialing in all the codes and things of that nature. But this is a cool one because you love this, you use this. So tell us a little bit about it.
So there's the Magic Mind. This is their sleep performance shot. They also have their general basic Magic Mind shot, which is basically a focus intense shot to where you would take it right before you go play golf. Helps kind of calm the nerves, makes you focus in a little bit better. Haven't had a chance to use that yet, but boy, do I need it, and I need it quickly with a bit of anxiety going on in my head with the golf game or where it's at. But this sucker I can speak to. This sleep performance doodad here, I'm telling you, I've taken what it would be like Advil PM, or you take, what's the deal that you had the weird dreams when you take it? Melatonin.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
So I've always hated that. I always woke up groggy, hated it. But this Magic Mind is, first off, it doesn't taste bad. So a lot of things that are this size, you think about, you're like, oh gosh, how am I going to get this down? First off, it tastes okay. Quite fine, in fact. And I tell you what, and most of the time I take it literally when my head hits the pillow, I'm like, okay, take retainer out, chug this real quick, and then start the falling asleep process. And next thing you know, it's morning. I'm telling you, it is so quick how fast it knocks me out. There's some science. We're waiting on the one sheeter from them to really give you the full lowdown. But one of the things that from the call that we just had talked about how quickly it gets into your bloodstream. I'm sure we can give you a whole lot more information on that pretty soon. So I'm not gonna bore you here with the science. I'm just gonna let you know here that it's unbelievable. It's some of the best stuff, and I'm not groggy the next day. So I wake up ready to rock, get some coffee, ready to go. So it's terrific.
You check out magicmind.com. That's MAGICMIND.com for more info on that product. And like Smylie said, next time we'll have a little more info for you, some codes, some information on how you can use it. And the other side, the sort of the energy side of things that, for some people you can mix with your coffee, some people you can even replace your coffee with. So excited to bring that to you, and very thankful to Magic Mind for coming on board. So Smylie, that's the end of our draft. We'll get Jax to work up a little graphic for us and see how many people love my youth-laden team. But here's what we're going to do next for podcast listeners. This is the end of the YouTube version of this show. But on the pod, you're going to hear a conversation that Smylie had with Ben Crenshaw a few weeks ago in Augusta for the Masters. It was super cool. Some of that stuff, of course, is going to be on the front end of that week and before watching Rory eventually go out and win this tournament. Some discussion that's topical, but a lot of it is big picture Ben's memories, champions dinners, super cool stories, talking about putting, really, really cool stuff there. So stick around for that. Smylie with Ben Crenshaw. And then Smylie, what do we got next? We have a recap of, hey, how about this? I saw this thing. I think they're regrassing TPC Craig Ranch. I think they're going away from Zoysia to Tip Tough Bermuda.
Wait, when are they doing that?
After this year's event.
Okay, that makes the golf course play different.
We'll
in a good way.
That's what I'm saying. This could be the end of our long national nightmare. I'm excited for you.
Zoysia's great. It's great for you and I. It keeps the golf ball nice and high on a tee. It keeps the ball in the fairway when it's kind of around it. But what it's not great for is challenging sometimes the best players in the world. They love Zoysia.
I can't wait.
They think it's pretty nice.
I cannot wait to get some Zoysia at Hope Valley, and I cannot wait to see some Tip Tough Bermuda down at TPC Craig Ranch so we can take a look. And that's next year, of course. So we'll be recapping the Zoysia version of this tournament, unfortunately, at the end of this weekend. But yeah, stick around for Ben Crenshaw. We'll talk to you all very soon.
I listen to this podcast. It's really cool. And
all of our local fans and subscribers, but make sure you like and subscribe.
It's cool to see what you guys are doing. I know golf fans appreciate it, but we do too. So please keep it up.
For all the good people at YouTube, like and subscribe.
You guys have some good takes, so I'm happy to come on and shoot the